Hi again, my Sacramento dojo friends and family. I thought we'd take some time to explore the kata Seichin. Again, this kata was taught to me by Johnny Author, and it was one of these katas that I've never met anybody who found it to be the easiest of the Uechi kata to learn. Indeed, because of one technique in particular, I spent a lot of hours just working on that one technique. I'm not sure Johnny was ever truly happy with it, how I performed it. And interestingly enough, on my last trip to Okinawa, Sensei Takara spent quite a bit of time working with me on that exact same technique. So as I do this, as I demonstrate this kata and work with you on it, again, I'm going to do my best to do that technique well, but I would encourage you to do it much better than I do. Also, if I mispronounce any Japanese names or terms, like for example, this kata I believe was developed by Yorihara Sensei, please remember my Japanese isn't great, or as I would explain to people in Okinawa, Nihongo ga yoku hanashimasen. Basically, I don't speak Japanese well, so please forgive the pronunciations. With that, let's get into the Seichin. The Seichin kata begins again, as we all do, with a bow. And again, we're going to find our koshi as we bow. So as we're standing here in neutral stance, we're going to find our posture. We're going to feel our feet and our floor. Again, because I supinate, I'm already feeling myself pulling up on the inside of my thighs, so that I've got some connection in my lower back. As I bow, I'm bowing from my hip. As I come up, again, I'm making that connection, but now I'm also dropping into my hips. I'm feeling myself sink down and sit on top of my pelvic girdle. As I step out, I'm using my little fingers to extend into the earth. I'm feeling the flat of my feet, again, adjusting for my tendency to roll out. I'm letting my fingers help guide my muscles around my body. My lats are pulling down, my traps are pulling down, and the lower back muscles are engaged. Also, my core is engaged. I'm going to squeeze and make a fist. And for this kata, we're going to open up on center line, much like we did Kanshiwa. So I squeeze as I'm coming up, my fingers are driving up, and I'm moving out and coming into the kamae position. As I feel this position, again, I want to feel my armpits connecting, I want to feel my lower back connecting. Now, you can begin this kata by coming to kamae and then stepping out, and that's perfectly okay, and then beginning the blocks. Or you can begin it as I do, which is I step through, and as I'm stepping through, I'm going to do a hajiki-uke and a strike. As I do this hajiki-uke, I want to feel, again, myself, my hips connecting, and then my hips opening slightly as I come up. This hand is going to stay engaged. It's very easy to lose yourself as you're doing this technique and this hand going away. So you want to feel that connection as you're coming out. And almost this sense of pulling in, like you're pulling against something coming down, and this sense of springing back up, like you grab something and it's just snapping you back up. Although perhaps not totally correct, since you want to feel like something's pulling you in, and then also feel like something's pulling you back out. It's a snapping motion. As you do it though, be sure and cover your entire head. When Johnny would teach this kata, or any kata involving any kind of rising block, he'd say, this is like a roof. And he'd come around and actually try and hit you if your hand wasn't covering your entire head. And he would just say, if your roof doesn't cover the entire house, it's no good. It's full of leaks. So you want to feel yourself make this roof and feel as though when you finish this block coming off your arm, whatever's coming in can slide off, can glaze off. Also, as you're doing this block, you want to feel that sense of snapping. As we practiced in class, this is not a jodan-uke where you're trying to thud and have something brace. You're trying to hit with a sense of snapping, as though you're that sense of pronation coming in, just snapping away at whatever's coming in. So that's things to consider as you're doing the kata. So we started one block, you come through, again the sense of pulling and blocking up. As you do this, as you do any kind of jodan-uke, any kind of rising block, you want to make sure that the block is not too far out, not too close in. So Johnny used to teach a fist and a thumb bent from your forehead. And if you block right there and you cover your entire head, that should be a good position. I find that it's a good position just about the time if I'm looking straight forward, it starts to leave my peripheral vision up here. That's where I want to stop the block. And I want to feel this coverage going on in my head. As you bring it down, as you bring this block down, be sure you come back all the way through your Seichin. If you do that, that gives you a chance to feel a chance to do an atemi here. And again, we can discuss this in class, but you want to make sure that you bring it back through your Seichin so that as we work on the atemi part of this technique in class, you will know, oh, that's what we're doing. That's why we went that way. So we finish the block and come through. Good. And I'm going to stop right here.